Hey guys, Desmond here and welcome back to the channel. This week we are reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 2 Episode 3. But before we get into that, we need to introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Desmond and I'm joined by the lovely LACRESHA.
Hey!
So real quickly, what did you think of Episode 2, last week's episode?
Do I remember last week's?
Cherry Valentine went home.
Oh yeah, that was
The Rats musical was amazing.
It
Didn't
was.
agree with the bottom two.
Not at all.
We mentioned this last week in the U.S. version, but we recorded it 4 times, and each time we had a technical difficulty.
More so to do with audio than
so
anything.
it was just meant not for that to be released.
So we got a UK breakthrough.
Yeah, so we're back. Just want y'all to know I didn't agree with the bottom two, and I did not agree with who went home. Just on that. So let's get into tonight's, well, actually yesterday's episode.
Yes.
Because we're a day behind because of my job.
We're a day behind because of emotional distress.
Anyway, so we start off the episode with the queens coming back in after Cherry went home. It was not her time to go. It was not her time to go. It really wasn't. Taste shouldn't have been the bottom either, but I'll be quiet.
Mm.
So, they're saying goodbye. And then we congratulate Miss Veronica for her win. A round of applause. She killed it in that challenge.
She did.
You could not tell me she didn't win that. She did good in the challenge. She did it on the runway. It was just altogether a great episode.
Yes.
And then, they get out of drag and we come back in the next day and we get a mini challenge.
Mini challenge.
And we get a carnival style limbo challenge.
How did you feel about that?
I thought it was fun. I missed the fun, campy mini challenges we used to get.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, it was so nice to see it. It was so much fun. I love that the top two were, what's up? Okay, you looked like you had a thought. I'm like, oh, I don't want to step on your thought.
No.
Okay. I love that it was so much fun. I enjoyed the song Cha Cha Bitch, so that was cute. They even brought in DJ Judy Harsh. I might be saying that wrong because I don't say it with a UK accent. But it was fun. It was real fun. What did you think of the mini challenge?
It was cute. It was really funny and very entertaining.
It was. It's been a while since we've had an entertaining
Mini challenge.
So we get to as low as it possibly could go. We have Veronica and we have Taste. It was Taste. That was left. And neither one of them can do it. So they both won the challenge.
Woo!
And Ru announces that the main challenge this week is who worked best. So he had the girls pair up in teams, which they paired up in Veronica and Tia, Taste and Ahura, Jenny and Sister, Estina and Bimini, and then Lawrence and LA. And she announces not only are y'all going to be using the same color, but y'all going to be who worked better.
Right.
And she eventually comes a little later, and we'll get on that a little bit later, with some more tea on what's happening on the runway. So because Veronica and Taste won the mini challenge, they get to pick their colors and pick everybody else's colors as well.
Right.
So Veronica and Tia got green, which I agree with Tia. Why would you pick green knowing Michelle hates green? And I'm glad she didn't mention that she hates green in this episode. I think she held it in because she knew that was one of the colors they had to get.
Right. Well,
or maybe Ru did on purpose to be like, haha, we're going to make one of the colors green knowing Michelle hates it.
Well, because she kind of did, because when she did the judging, she was just kind of like, I like everything from the neck up.
I like your bow, I like your hair. That's it. Anyway, so Taste and Ahura got black. Jenny, Lemon, and Sister got pink. Estina and Bimini got blue, and that means Ellie and Lawrence
Cheney
got gold. Which the box looked more brown to me, so when I saw the colors, I'm like, oh, brown.
Yeah, gold.
With gold, I was like, oh, my bad. Chill.
They had like antique gold on the outside, and it was just like new gold on the inside.
Yeah, I was like, I got brown. I was like, ooh, brown would be a fun color on the runway. Brown on the runway. Runaway.
Look, we've got enough brown cow stunning to save us a whole lot of time.
We need more brown cow stunnings. Brown cow stunning. Which that is one of my favorite songs by Ru Girl. That song is so catchy, so much fun. But anyway, they start working on their garments, And Rue walks in for the walkthrough, and there's only a few things that we got from it. And that it's kind of a two-parter, because Jenny starts it there, and then she finishes it in like the mirror moment later, where she basically says she doesn't feel comfortable being sexy.
Right.
Because they don't see themselves sexy. They don't see themselves sexy.
Which is understandable.
Which is a problem a lot of people have.
Yeah, there's a lot of body conscious people
that just don't feel comfortable.
Right. Like a lot of folks.
Like a lot of folks. Okay. So we also got a little moment with Lawrence Chaney, who brought up to RuPaul that there is sexual tension between Taste and Ahura. Like, don't get me wrong. I imagined the girls were going to talk about it in the workroom. But you brought it up in front of Mama Rue.
Yeah, that was a little...
No, Lawrence? That's something you kiki about in the workroom, and then maybe later Rue will catch a, oh, word on the street is, you know.
Right.
But you went straight to Rue before you even said anything to them. That was no. You broke drag queen code right there. You broke drag queen code.
There's a drag queen code?
Well, there is in my mind.
An unspoken rule.
And Lawrence
Don't
broke
spill
it.
the tea to RuPaul.
And Lawrence broke it. In my opinion, Lawrence broke it.
Lawrence Cheney.
And then Taste of the Horse is going to deny it when she gets to their table. What are you talking about? No, we're only focused on the competition. No.
Right. No.
Never. I would never. The
No,
gumption,
Lawrence
as she said. The
Lawrence
gumption.
would know sexual tension if it's coming across the face.
We both went like, ooh.
Face crack.
Tea. It was too early for tea like that, ma'am.
Too early for a face crack.
Too
Which we got
early.
multiple ones.
So after the walkthrough, RuPaul announces not only are you wearing the same color, but whoever wore it better will be in the top, and who wore it least better, worst is the word I'm looking for, will be in the bottom. Which I immediately was like, oh no. Because as we saw later, what if two girls really kill it?
Right, with two girls.
Just kill it. And that means only one of them in the top and the other one should be there next to them.
Right.
The rest was kind of clear how it was going to fall, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, that really just didn't sit right in my spirit. I'm like, I get it makes good TV, because we gasped. We were like, oh no, it's not fair. So, yeah, we got it. So in the mirror moment, we get a moment with Jenny Lemon continuing on from her conversation with RuPaul, saying that they don't basically feel comfortable in their body. They've never felt sexy. They come from this traumatic background with their family. And why they've chosen the color yellow, because that's a non-binary color.
Right.
And I was so happy to see this conversation on RuPaul's Drag Race. Because, you know, there's a lot of people out there who identify as non-binary. And a lot of times they feel like they are not seen on television. So seeing Jenny Lemon, a proud non-binary person, being open about the struggles that they had in their lives, it was beautiful to watch. And then Bimini comes in and, you know, joins in the conversation about how they also feel uncomfortable in their body, and they also identify as non-binary. And, you know, she gave a little lesson for the kids in the confessional. I love that. I love the progression. I love the honesty, and I love seeing. But I love them being seen.
Yes.
I love that. And that's the one thing about RuPaul's Drag Race. There's something for everybody.
Right.
You can see yourself somewhere on the television where you normally couldn't see yourself in other programming. And I know a lot of people get upset like, oh, why does every TV show has to have a whatever character? I'm like, it's just showing the world that there are whatever's out there. It's normal, that we're living normal lives. You know, it just shows that it shows somebody out there that they're not alone.
Right.
That there's somebody out there that's just like them.
Yes.
So I love that. I want to see more representation, different representation of drag on the show. I want to see female drag queens, like born female drag queens.
Right.
I want to see more trans queens. I want to see freaking drag kings.
I was about to say, how come we can't get any drag kings?
Like the times are evolving, and I'm glad RuPaul's finally getting on board with the casting of Gottmik. But still, like, I want to see more.
I realized where I knew Gottmik from, too.
Oh, where'd you know Gottmik from?
She's Gigi Gorgeous's friend.
Oh, yeah. And Guy Mick worked with World of Wonder for years before getting on Drag Race, so that was a nice little, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
kickback.
so, Ahura also had a little moment when they were getting ready for the main stage and said, you know, I went to school. I went to school for fashion, and I was working in the fashion industry, but as soon as I started doing drag, they stopped taking me seriously. And, you know, that's a problem, I guess you could say worldwide, because I remember hearing Queens in America say, you know, I was a very fashion-driven person. And then here we go, I started doing drag, and they're like, oh, that means you just can't be. There's so many different types of drag. Ahura's not campy. She probably could be campy if she wants to be campy, but she's not. She's more the fashion look girl. And it just really irritated me that it's 2020 at that time, but 2021, and people still try to put you in a box on what you can be while being a drag queen.
Right.
And I love how Bob broke the thing like, oh, you could be a stand-up comedian. Well, so did Bianca. You could be a comedian and still be a drag queen. I love how Dory could be like, you could be a rock star and still a drag queen. Like, just because you're a drag queen doesn't mean you're RuPaul.
Right.
Like, you can do so many things.
And I don't understand why somebody wouldn't take a fashion queen seriously in the world of fashion. I mean, especially if you're going off of RuPaul, because RuPaul is not campy.
A lot of people like to pigeonhole people in a certain category.
Yes,
I'm
I'm very well aware.
So am I. Being a tall black man, I was like, oh, he should play sports.
Right.
That's the only thing, basketball, football, whatever. That's the only thing you can do as a tall black man. And I'm like, no. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing, and I was pretty decent. I'm not going to say I was the best, but I was pretty decent. But just being told that that's what I have to do because I'm so tall pushed me away from it. It really did. Like, honestly, I probably could have continued with sports. But I got tired of people telling me, oh, you have to do it. Oh,
yes.
This is, you're tall, you're black, this is what you do.
Yeah, like
look
that
at
was
your
all
height. Like,
go
go dunk a basketball. Go tackle somebody. And I'm like, that's not really me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was something I had to work through. And I still go through that with friends and family. Like, oh, if I had your height. Well, you didn't. I have it, and this is what I've done.
Right.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the sports. But it just wasn't.
For you.
As I got older and more people were pushing me into it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What y'all doing?
Right.
This was just for fun, now y'all trying to get serious.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, it could have got serious if you let me
Decide
if I wanted to take it serious. But you automatically assumed that I needed to take it serious, and that was just enough for me.
Yeah.
I know.
Like.
So, like, I felt with the horror on that situation. Like, I hate being told, oh, because you're this, you have to stay inside of this box.
Yeah.
Not cute.
I get pigeonholed all the time. Before I chopped all my hair off, and when I first moved out here, all I heard was, oh my God, your hair is so long. If I had your hair, I'd do woo, 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 woo. And I'm sitting here like, okay. So then they go, and they get these weaves, and they put them in, and then what do I see? Hair in a ponytail, hair all wrapped up. And I'm like, so why are you trying to tell me what to do with my hair just because I wear my hair out and you have a weave? And then, you know, there's the other pigeonhole I get stuck in a lot of is, oh, LACRESHA's a B word. And I'm just like, I'm not really that word.
A lot of black women get that mad black woman
syndrome, archetype thing. And
stereotype. And it's just, and I hate that because the one time you voice your opinion, they're like, oh, she's the angry black woman. I knew she was.
But see, it never had anything to do with me voicing my opinion. I could be as meek and mild-mannered as I could possibly be. And do everything you've asked me to, never complain, never do anything, and because one person may have asked me a question, and because I have tonal issues, vocally, Freudian thing, because of who I was raised by, they have tonal issues as well. I cannot help it. I have tried many times to help the tone of my voice. It does not matter what I do or how I say it, because everybody's always going to be like, oh, well, she said it with attitude. If I'm trying to be nice, oh, well, she was rude. But I wasn't trying to be rude.
And I think in your case, because you're not from Texas, and because you don't sound like us, we automatically assume you're trying to be rude. Oh, you think you're better than us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm like, yes, I enunciate. That does not necessarily mean that I think that I'm better than you. That's just how I talk.
Because I get that with my family, because how I'm talking now is pretty much how I normally talk.
You enunciate.
And, like, especially with the number 4, like, my family really cracks down on me. It's faux. I'm like, 4. Like, I don't say anything when y'all say faux because it's just how you talk. Like, we grew up. Like, and you should know that I always said 84.
Right.
Like, I've never just said faux.
Faux.
Unless I'm rapping and faux the lyric, you know what I'm saying? But let's get back into the episode.
Stuff.
And let's bring it to the runway. Runway. Category is Who Wore It Best. So first we had Taste and a Horror, which I really like both of their looks.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a problem when it came time for the critiques. I did understand they were like, you know, the hair was kind of similar, and I felt that.
Oh, with Taste, yeah. I wouldn't have known it if they wouldn't have brought it out, because I completely forgot that hair was similar to her dragon.
Right, that she went the Maleficent route.
Yeah.
But I thought it was nice. I thought it was edgy. Maybe not so well crafted, but then again, she was not a seamstress.
So, do you agree with Ahura winning out of the two? Do you agree that Ahura wore it better?
Yes.
Next, we had Jenny Lemon and Sister wearing pink. Who wore it better?
I didn't really like either one.
I didn't particularly care for either, but I gotta give a shout out to Jenny Lemon for stepping out of their comfort zone and trying to show what RuPaul wanted.
Yeah.
And a lot of queens, when Ru gives a suggestion, like, oh no, I'm gonna be me, and it don't work out for them.
Right.
So I'm glad Jenny tried.
And I'm glad it worked out for her. And I only say it worked out for her because she didn't go home. She wasn't in the bottom. She was safe. And
she was in the bottom.
Yeah, she was in the bottom.
And she was bottom 3. So.
Yeah. But, like, with Ru's specific critiques, you could tell, like, Ru was like, okay, at least she
And I tell people this all the time who watch the show. If Ru suggested, do it. If Michelle requested, don't.
Right.
Because if Michelle requested, you do it the next time you go home.
Right.
Literally, the week you do what Michelle suggests, you go home.
Exactly.
So if Ru suggested, yes. If Michelle suggested, no.
Yeah, because like with Heidi in Closet, season 12, every time Ru was like, okay, you need to tweak this, you need to tweak that. Every single time, change your name, da-da-da-da. Okay, well, this week I'm Heidi Hydrates, and I'm Heidi in the fishbowl, I'm Heidi
Ho.
Heidi Ho, Heidi He,
And
whatever.
she was able to continue through the competition because she was taking those critiques.
Yes.
But honestly, I agree with you. I didn't particularly care for either one. So I think I would have said Jenny would have been the best for the week.
I'm not a LeMay person.
I didn't like Sister's look. I haven't liked many of Sister's look.
No.
As a queen, Sister just doesn't speak to me. You know what I'm saying?
Is she just too campy for you? Or?
Oh no, I love a campy queen. I love a campy queen. Because, prior to the whole SP situation, I was a big fan of SP.
Right.
Big.
I remember.
I was like, oh, SP finna win. SP finna take this. And then she did what she did, and I'm like, we were all rooting for you. But anyway, so she was rightfully canceled. But in this case, I don't know, Sister just don't sit right with me. I don't know what it is about Sister, but she don't sit right in the spirit. My gut is telling me. My gut's telling me no. So I would say Jenny.
My gut's telling me no.
Oh, not on this channel. No, man, we do not reference him. No, we don't. Okay, so next we had, who was next? Tia Coffee and Veronica repping green. And again, I didn't particularly care for either one of their looks.
No, not really.
Veronica really let me down this episode, especially coming off a huge win.
Right.
A huge win. It was just kind of, she was there.
And, I think what it was her, because we know that she's made more elaborate outfits.
We were
expecting.
I was expecting
more elaborate.
And the sketch she had down, if she would have did that instead of what she did, oh honey.
Right. But I think what ended up happening was you know, they're on a time crunch.
Yes.
And they may have only had maybe 24, 48 hours to
Correct.
do that.
They normally don't have long to
And
do
and so, you know, she went for what she could put together, because not everybody can come up with a whole, you know, bodice, tufted, crested.
Listen, we've seen some amazing things
Yeah.
pulled out in a short period of time.
But most of those queens used hot glue.
And baby, she could pull out that gun and do what she had to do.
Yeah, but she was like, you know what? It might look like this, but it's lined, which I appreciated. If nobody else did.
But out of the two, I do agree hers was better than Tia.
Yes.
So we move on to Estina and Bimini Bambulash with Blue.
I'm not even gonna say I hate that name. So
What, Bimini?
Yes.
I love it. It's fun to say. Bimini Bambulash. I love saying it. Now that I know how to say it.
I know that you know how to say it.
I love it. And speaking of Bimini, that look.
Yeah.
Gagged me with a spoon. Like
you know,
that.
I think I understood, you know, where she was going. I think I would have appreciated a lining towards the bottom.
It was everything I needed. It was everything I needed. Bimini, you needed this because I was ready to write you off last week. I was ready to dismiss you and send you on your merry way, but you did that. You did that, and I really do appreciate it. And Estina,
she tried.
did she?
She tried.
Did she?
She made a whole tight fit shirt.
And final group was Ellie Diamond and Lawrence Cheney wearing gold. And these two queens turned it out.
All the way.
All the way. Those were amazing looks. Honestly, top two in my opinion.
Right. Now, the thing was, like, the whole time that they were in, like, preparations or something, like, all I saw was the top half of Lawrence's. So I was like,
Yeah, because with Lawrence's, her top half wasn't. Like, I wish she would have stopped, like, maybe right here instead of going all the way down.
I liked it all the way, but because, you know, the tits don't fit the body, it looks...
That's probably what it was. The tits wasn't right.
Yeah, you
like,
know, because if they had been fuller, then it would have stopped.
Maybe the tits that Jenny had on. Because those were pretty full.
They were full, but you forget, you know, Lawrence is a big girl, and Lawrence needs some big
if you're gonna wear the boobs, they gotta be the boobs, okay?
Right. She needs to contact whoever makes Patrick Starr's boobs.
I'm not familiar with Patrick Starr, but contact them. Yes. So our bottom two of the week was Tia Coffee and Estina Mandela. Do you agree with this bottom two? Do you think somebody else should have been the bottom two?
Considering the fact that the only other person that I would have been like okay with being in the bottom, I didn't want to leave just like that.
Oh, who was that?
That was Lemon.
You know what, Jenny Lemon, and I think I gave her some extra points because she tried.
She tried.
And I think that's what RuPaul saw. You tried what I said. You failed.
Yes. But that's life, that's drag, that's just everything. You
and
have
that just
to
makes
try
good TV. You know, RuPaul above everything is the producer of the show. So he always has that producer hat on. So he always thinking, okay, you need to stay. You're having a moment. And I imagine you can
flourish.
That.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see Jenny do so. I really am.
because season 12 was some good TV. Because people listen to what Ru had to say.
I agree with who's in the bottom two. I don't really see anybody else in the bottom two. I was shocked by the outcome.
Yeah.
They lip sync to Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa, which we're getting a lot of Dua Lipa this year, okay? We got some Dua Lipa in the US, now we get some in the UK. We're going to get some in Australia, or Down Under, as they're calling it, Down Under.
RuPaul's Drag Race, we're down under.
If they do that, I swear I'm going to get
You heard it here first. I would like my money, please. Run me my check.
But anyway, they lip sync and Tia turned it. I was shocked.
She did a lot better than I thought she was.
For real, I really thought Estina was just gonna murder her. And
I
call
did
it a day.
too. That was why when I saw what I saw on Twitter, I was like, oh shit.
And I was like, Estina, honey. And she was doing good. I don't want to say she wasn't.
Yeah, she did really good.
She was giving us the lines. She was giving us the dance moves. But Tia, I personally think Tia won that lip sync. But I was like, oh, there's no way RuPaul's gonna say, Tia, Shantae, you stay, because Estina's already had a win.
Right.
This is the first time.
And usually records mean everything.
And Estina,
she's been in the
done
bottom.
better. Yeah, like Tia has been critiqued about her looks constantly throughout the show.
Right.
I really thought this was a bow for Tia, and I'm like, you're going out on a great lip sync. But
no. And who the heck does the dang editing? Because we're used to knowing who's going home.
Oh yeah, we didn't get no type of Estina story.
None. I was like, wait. That's why I was just kind of like,
maybe
what?
maybe it was a last minute decision.
Maybe.
Because RuPaul will never admit to this, but a lot of the queens have, after the lip sync, RuPaul steps away from the stage. I guess goes backstage, rewatches everything, talks to the producers, come back, boom.
Right.
So maybe that lip sync saved Tia from going home.
Right.
Because she did that.
She did.
And you know what? And you know what gets me? Estina talked all that shit, talking about I feel bad for her lip syncs against me. First lip sync out the door. But you did good. You did good, Estina. I'm not saying you did.
Right.
I know you watch. Hey, girl.
But to be completely honest, like I couldn't take my eyes off of Tia.
I couldn't. I really couldn't.
The whole time I was watching,
the whole time. The only time I looked at Estina when the camera was directly
on her.
When they were both on the screen, I was looking at Tia because I wanted to know what she was doing next. Like when she did that little back bend and went like it came back up.
Right. And I was like, okay, because so far it does not seem like Ru is looking at the comedy queens, but with that, it's.
But Ru, in my personal opinion, I still would have chose Tia to go home. I really have. Yeah. And this is the third questionable decision that RuPaul has made on UK this year, honey. What's going on?
Maybe she's saving them for their version of All Stars. Who knows?
Ooh, Estina on All Stars.
Look, she gonna sit there and pick it all up and step her pussy up this next day and.
I agree. I heard a rumble of like they're trying to do like an international All Stars, like US with UK and Canada and whatever. Pandemic is kind of putting a hold on that. So once everything goes back to normal, which will be soon.
Come on, 2022.
Why are people giving up on 21 already?
Because
I can't stand people who already gave up because we had a few bad days. Just a few, okay?
Look, that orange man didn't put a whole damper on it.
And then we lost Cicely Tyson, and I'm just...
Oh, God.
I don't know what to do with myself.
May she rest in peace.
And then, anyway.
Look, the whole world is mourning that. I don't know. And then she had the nerve to go at the same time freaking Kobe Bryant did on that anniversary.
It was just... No, the anniversary was a few days prior to her death.
But still.
But anyway, overall... Great episode. I'm really enjoying series 2 of
Yes.
Honestly, I think I'm liking it more than series 1. Even though the queens from series 1 are iconic, and the first.
I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of slept through season 1.
Because that was before we started doing these reviews, and you were trying to catch up.
Yes.
I told her she couldn't do All Stars with me if she didn't catch up.
Yes.
So, but anyway.
I had to motor my way through it. Not saying I was never a Drag Race fan before.
Started watching later.
It was just kind of like I'd catch an episode here or an episode there. I didn't know who any of the queens were. I saw a finale here, a finale there.
And when I was looking for a co-host for this, it was between you and another person, and I was like, I need somebody. And you were there, and I'm like, well, come on in. And that was towards like the beginning of our friendship. Like, that was when we were really start getting close. So I'm like, is this a good idea? And it was a great idea.
Yeah, because now you got somebody that you get to educate.
And then you can help me because I have an issue pronouncing some words.
Right? Because other than that, I'm pretty sure I'm not entertaining to you at all.
What? I think people love you. And my lisp plus this tongue ring, just my enunciation is not there. So it's just...
I forget you have a tongue ring.
A lot of people. It's because I don't talk with my mouth like, ah! You know what I'm saying? Most people with a tongue ring talk with their mouth wide open, so you can't. But some people be sitting there talking to me like, do you have a tongue ring? I'm like, yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, you can't tell.
That part.
But anyway, we're going to wrap this up because US is on as we're doing this.
Yes.
So I got to edit this while US is on, take the notes, all that fun stuff. So,
We'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see you in a little bit. Where can they find you, LaCRESHA?
I'm at Creesha McGill on all social media.
And you can find me on Simply Des on all social media platforms. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in a minute.